Hey.
Hey, what's up?
So I just found out something interesting and new about Allie.
I found this story that passed by my desk about this family. Dan, he contacted the show about his wife. She placed a little baby boy, John, for adoption when she was 15 years old. This is John. They reconnected just 2 years ago, and the reunion was so wonderful, apparently, in the beginning, but then Dan, who wrote to the show, said things took a dark turn. Dan says the relationship is inappropriate because they act more like girlfriend-boyfriend than mother and son.
Just kissing mom on the cheek.
They say that he gave her a hickey on the neck and they're also cuddling on the couch while watching TV under a blanket. Apparently they're inseparable. Now John, I have to tell you also, this is important, he's autistic. He does have issues with violence. He gave Lori a black eye last year, and Dan says he may walk out of the marriage.
So when Allie came in, she was pitching an adoption story and said she could relate because she herself found out that she had a sister.
Oh, really?
When I was young, I found out that my mom, when she was 20 years old, she placed a baby for adoption, a little girl. I found out about it when I was around 14 years old, and I was curious about boys. And my mom wanted to have the talk with me. And then about 10 years ago, in my early 30s, I did meet my sister Anne, and we started exchanging emails.
Oh, wow. She does look like your sister.
Yeah. We exchanged
I like that you guys took your
letters.
time with this and you actually thought through how to reunite.
We slowly got to know each other.
So you stepped into it correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how do you get along now?
Great. We think of each other as close friends and sisters, but we haven't merged our families.
You did it right, and you've put up boundaries, so it's working. That ship has sailed with this family. I think the story's worth doing.
And how old is he?
He's 26 now.
Yeah, well, cuddling with your brother on the couch at 26,
They watched Dr. Phil in The Bachelor.
they need to watch it in different chairs. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but if you're really snuggling on the couch, that could be creepy.
The hickey is a little
Well, yeah, if that's going on, that's
concerning.
pegging the creep meter. Well, yeah, let's proceed, but I really would like to know the adoptee family's wishes.
Okay. Cool.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, now you pitched this story yesterday, and I've read all the show materials in detail, and I've studied the situation, and I do have a plan. I'm curious, do you have tape I can look at of them interacting?
Right here,
All right,
yes.
let's see it.
My husband, Dan, needs to realize he's pushing me closer to my son, John. John says he loves me and he wants to spend time with me. My son cares more about me than my own husband. John and I are very affectionate. He hugs me, kisses me. We cuddle on the couch. My family will say we're gross, disgusting, creepy, and I don't feel that at all. If you don't like me and my son hugging or cuddling, then look the other way.
That's crossing boundaries. I want to talk to these people. Let's have them come out before we start, because I don't want John involved in all of this, but I do want to talk to them.
Hi, Doctor.
Hi.
How are you?
Dan, Lori, I want to introduce you to Dr. Phil.
Lori? Dr. Phil, how are you? Dan, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
I kind of wanted to talk to you guys just a little bit to the side before John and others get involved. I need a bit of a backstory here.
Yeah.
Because I was just watching a bit of tape with you curled up with him on the couch, and it does look unusual. Do you agree that it seems unusual?
Well, I wouldn't be like that with my daughters, but...
Let's sit down before we go on to the main stage. And I've got a little separate studio here we can pop into. This is actually my podcast studio where I do other kind of interviews, but we can borrow it for a few minutes here. Y'all just have a seat over there if you will.
Okay.
You placed this child for adoption at what age?
I placed him up for adoption when I was 15.
When you were 15, and this was at birth.
Yeah.
So he went from the hospital to the adoptee family.
Yes, he did.
And this was